guys, welcome back to my channel, Chris from Chris's Treasure Chest. I wanted to do a video this week or today on, to show you items that I've bought, and I haven't really sourced anything, guys. It's been pretty slim pickings. Facebook Marketplace has been dead. I can tell you though, I did pick up something, and I don't remember if I mentioned it in my last video. I picked up some film processing equipment for free. I found it on Facebook Marketplace. It was 4 or 5 items, and I've already sold 2 of them for over $200. So keep looking for the free stuff, guys. There's people cleaning out their houses. I know they don't last long, and you got to be lucky once they list it. You got to be right on top of it. So having said that, I wanted to talk about shipping today via Canada Post, the carrier I use. And again, guys, I know I'm getting a lot of messages in my videos for people that are saying that the United States Postal Service is so far behind. Can't trust me, guys. Canada Post is as well. I was at the post office today, and they told me in there's 220 trucks they're waiting to unload, and they're that far behind. I know I ordered an item from Best Buy, and I ordered it yesterday, and really strange that overnight I didn't get a tracking number. Usually they'll pick the item, and I called them, their customer service number, to find out what was going on, and the wait time was 5 hours. So I just waited till about half an hour ago. I checked my email, and they did send it out with tracking. So there are delays everywhere. I don't know about other retailers, but from what I understand, people are getting impatient now. They want their item, and they're sick of this whole thing and staying at home and yada yada yada. Anyways, to add on to what's going on with the shipping, I wanted to share with you something I found, and I found it really, really unique. You might want to check with all of your carriers that you're using, if you're using Chit Chats or UPS or Canada Post or whoever. Everybody has restrictions on non-mailable matter or items, and that's how Canada Post puts it. So I'm going to take you through what I found, and I found some interesting stuff here that you guys may get a kick of, and maybe you are selling some of this stuff and you're not aware there are restrictions. So everybody's going to learn here, I hope. So first, we're going to classify what non-mailable matter is, and there's a few points they have here. That is prohibited by law. Example, illegal, obscene, or fraudulent items. That fails to meet certain physical characteristics or marking requirements. That contain products or substances that could, i.e., cause injury to those handling the mail, cause damage to postal equipment or other items, or cause entrapment of other items. Then they have here another statement that contains sexual explicit material unless it is sent in an opaque envelope with the words adult material or similar wordings. So if you guys out there selling Playboys and stuff like that in Canada, and you're shipping by Canada Post, I think you have to write adult material across it in case it gets opened by somebody. I don't know. Well, we're going to keep finding, maybe there's more to it here. So there's a bunch of different sections. Section 5 is controlled items, and this is interesting. The controlled items, these items can be mailed, but must be properly prepared, abide by government regulations, and meet applicable requirements for mailing. And they take you through a bunch of topics here. The first is tobacco and vaping. Tobacco products are non-mailable from one province or territory or another unless you're a manufacturer or a retailer. So I guess if you're retailing a tobacco product here and you want to sell it to somebody in Alberta, they have to be a person that is not the end user but a distributor. That's what it looks like. And vaping products are defined by the Tobacco and Vaping Product Act, are non-mailable unless they meet the following requirements. The battery that's in there must meet the requirements by the federal government, and they must be shipped using ground service only, expedited or regular parcel, no air. So if you are selling vaping products, they have to go by ground, guys, 100%. Firearms, and this is including imitation or replica firearms. Now, I don't know, I did a video about a year ago where I sold a model gun. It was like an antique gun, and eBay made me take it off because I was selling it in the US as well as Canada. It was listed on ebay.ca, and they told me to remove it, and I could only sell it in Canada. I wasn't allowed to sell it to the US. But that doesn't list this here. It lists more of, and I'll read it to you. You'll see what I mean. Customers who wish to ship firearms must unload the firearm. There cannot be any ammunition in the firearm or in the packaging. Bullets, cartridges, and other ammunitions are classified as dangerous goods, and we'll see that at the end. Attach a secure lock device to the firearm. Lock the firearm in a sturdy, non-transparent container, and remove the bolt or the bolt carrier from any automatic firearms. Now, in reading further in here, they do say that if you're selling a firearm, you're not able to sell it outside of Canada. You could only sell it within Canada, but the firearm has to meet those restrictions in order to ship it. The next one they had here is intoxicating beverages, which I believe is alcohol. And there's a big section here, unless you're a distributor, if you're importing wine or you're distributing wine. And it says a general comment here is, regardless of who's shipping, special restrictions apply as follows. If the intoxicating beverage contains less than 24% alcohol by volume, example 48 proof, item cannot be shipped by air or ground in a net quantity of 5 liters or less. If the intoxicating beverage contains more than 24% alcohol or 48 proof, less than 70% alcohol by volume by 140 proof, is shipped in a container of less than 5 liters, that can be shipped by ground only. Get it? It makes sense when you read it. And you can import into Canada, but they have to be approved by the Food and Drug Administration, and there's a big section on where you can look at it. But I don't know how many people out there that follow my channel sell alcohol or import alcohol. Next one is drugs and other controlled substances. Drugs, including narcotics and other controlled substances, are governed by the Controlled Drug and Substance Act and the Food and Drug Act, and only can be mailed in certain circumstances and subject to various restrictions. And there's a link on there where you can click onto it and see what the restrictions are. Here's one here that's really weird. I don't know who ships this, and if they do, man, they must make a lot of money. But medical and biological material, the material must not be non-infectious, poisonous, or otherwise prohibited. They have an example here: blood specimen, human and animal spinal fluid, or what is this? Specimen or cultural specimens, urine, swabs must be met and packaged, labeling required. So this is interesting because if you are, there's a lot of now tests you can do at home. So, i.e. blood or swab for medical reasons. So probably that's where that falls under, and it has to have tracking and everything else. But it's funny here, it says, under medical and biological materials, all items are mailed at the customer's risk, and no coverage for loss or damage is available for this mail. So you can't get insurance, you can't get reimbursed if it goes missing. Again, perishable items, they fall in the same thing. It's the customer's risk, no coverage for loss or damage is available. And they kind of relate perishable items to fish, game, meat, fruit, vegetables, and other perishable items. And they can be shipped, but there is a huge section on how you have to package the items in order to ship it. Next ones are liquids and liquefiable substances. Liquids and liquefiable substances, fatty substances, and powders, provided they're otherwise mailable substance, must be properly prepared and meet applicable requirements for mailing. So there's another section there. If you are shipping some flammable items, I don't know, like lighter fluid or hair sprays or stuff like that, you should check that section and see what the law is. You may have to put a red label sticker on the box, and most likely it will have to go ground with no air at all. Here's one too. Animals. Live animals cannot be mailed, no crap, unless the mailer has entered a related agreement with Canada Post prior to mailing. So I don't think this relates to like dogs and cats, guys, and birds. I think it more relates to this here. Bees, day-old chicks, hatching eggs, parasite, leeches, and some other small cold-blooded animals can be mailed under certain conditions. And again, they're saying here it's under the customer's risk mailing it, and there's no coverage for loss or damage again. And even if you insure it, I'm worth, $1,000, they're not going to cover you. There's another section here that you have to contact the Canadian Wildlife Services, and I believe this is the same in the US, guys, for United States Postal Service. If you're shipping any dead animals or their parts, including, for example, a carcass, the antlers of a deer, hides, pelt, nests, eggs, they may be acceptable, but you have to check with the local laws in order if you can ship it. And you also have to check the country you're shipping to if they will accept it. That's another thing. Plants, again, there's a whole different department for plants. I'm not going to go through every single plant, but you're not really supposed to send plants by mail, live plants. Other thing here is they had just in section 6 is prohibited items. These include packages whose contents are explosive, highly flammable, radioactive, or other dangerous, cannot be mailed under any circumstance. And they also have, if you were to ship out a replica of a bomb or a grenade, and it doesn't matter if it's fake or not, you're not allowed to ship that at all. I don't know if you can mark it as a toy, but there's some real replicas out there, and they don't want that traveling through the mail system or the courier system, which I can 100% understand. So, but then they go into the last thing, which is dangerous goods, and I'm gonna hold this up, and I may put the link down below where you can find it. This is the transportation of dangerous good classes and index for Canada Post, and I think every courier has the same. And I'm gonna try to hold like that if you can see it. There we go. And it's got a whole list of items there that are restricted. Okay, kind of explains it. And then on the last page, this is interesting, section 7.2, which they have, and this is commodities that may contain dangerous goods. So there's a whole list of things that you may be shipping that may contain dangerous goods. And I'm just going to go quickly through this. Camping gear, like stoves, camping stoves may have a cylinder in there. Dry ice, if you're shipping food or something that's frozen. Photographic supplies, chemicals for, processing film. There's all perfumes in here. Dental supplies are in here. Electrical equipment. Some electrical equipment have batteries that are, corrosive. So you may want, if you've got time, guys, go to whoever you're using, go to find out what they may have a different terminology for it, but Canada Post is non-mailable matter. So I found it very interesting, and I wanted to share that with you today, guys. So there you have it. And as for sales are still strong, guys. Selling like crazy, running out of stuff real fast. That's the problem. From what I understand, we're mid-May right now, and I know in the US the thrift stores have opened up. It looks like we will follow very soon. I think the first week of June, I hope, and I can get out there and start sourcing again and do my picks of the week on stuff I found, and show you what they sold for. So anyway, guys, like always, I don't want to repeat all the time, thumbs up, subscribe. Thank you all my new subscribers over the past week. I've had a bit of a surge with, I guess, people sitting at home, and I've answered all the questions down below pretty much for the week. So if you have any on this video, or you want to maybe add on something maybe I missed, or an example of something that happened to you shipping an item like this, and you got lost, or you got in trouble for it maybe, I don't know. Anyways, guys, that's it for now. I hope you really enjoyed this video. I had a good time actually finding the information and going through it. Until next time, Chris from Chris's Treasure Chest. We'll talk to you later.